Hi, my name is Anne Russell and I'm from the Russell Family Fetal Alcohol Disorders Association. The RFFADA is a national organisation providing support and information on FASD to anyone who's interested, primarily caregivers and people with the condition. We also lobby the government and raise awareness of the dangers of alcohol in pregnancy. And last week we went over some red flags for FASD and what's likely to occur at various stages in the development of the child. This week I'm going to start with a variety of interventions that have been known to work for children with FASD. These aren't evidence-based, they're what we call wisdom or practice-based interventions. They're actually developed by parents and found to work for their child. And if they work for one child, they can work for other children as well. The most important thing to do to help a child with FASD is to learn as much as possible about the condition. Watch your child and understand that FASD behaviours are brain-based and not within the control of the child. No two children will be exactly the same. And this is because there are so many hours during pregnancy that alcohol can be consumed, and so many varieties and quantities of alcohol during that period. All throughout pregnancy, different parts of the baby are growing, and if alcohol is consumed early in the pregnancy while the face and the brain are growing, obviously the face and the brain will be affected. If alcohol is consumed during the middle of the pregnancy, the heart may be affected, and so on. And there are other factors like genetics and epigenetics and the height and weight of mum. So there are so many factors and so many variables that we can't say that any two children are the same, but we can say that there are core issues and therefore core interventions that will work. So it may seem to some that the term intervention is something that we can teach the child so that they can help themselves. And that's not the case. The majority of interventions that we use are actually accommodations. And accommodations are changes that we make in the environment and changes to the way we parent. FASD is a brain injury, so the behaviours we might want to change are the result of a poor fit with the environment, not deliberate actions on the part of the child. There will always be new strategies that you find will work for your child. If you do find that they work, share them. There's always somebody who might be going through the same thing that you are. So most children with FASD thrive when their day is structured and consistent. This is because they can't always predict what's going to happen next. They find it difficult to plan and organise their day, so if they know what's coming next, half the battle's won. A good routine for a child with FASD is where each morning they get up at the same time, they eat breakfast, have a shower, get changed, get in the car, go to school, come home, watch TV, play, and then go to bed. And if that routine is the same each day, each day, then what we find is that they don't need to try and predict what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen. And it will help avoid a lot of the meltdowns as well. If something has to change, and we all know that we can't always have the same routine day after day, then let the child know well beforehand. Any change of the routine can cause problems, especially if a child isn't prepared. So no surprises. Surprises can cause behaviour. So about homework. Homework is something that I found very, very, very difficult with my children. Some parents find the same thing, and they've gone to the school and told the teacher about the condition and advised that their child won't be doing homework for the simple reason that it's far too much to ask a child with FASD to work hard during the day and then have to do homework in the evening. Children with FASD work 10 times harder than other children just during the day. And it's often the case that when they come home, there'll be a meltdown because at last they're able to relax Their brain is so full of everything that they just can't control their behaviour. So the best thing that I've found anyway is to allow a child who does come home from school a little bit ratty to be able to go into their room, not as a punishment, but as a way of reducing the stress on their brains and allowing them to calm down before they come back outside, out to the rest of the family. It may work, it's worth trying. It's definitely not got to be a punishment because that behaviour is not in the control of the child. So as long as we remember that FASD is a brain-based condition, that it's a physical brain-based condition, and it's not a case of not wanting to do what we ask or what we expect, it's not being able to do what we expect. So next week we're going to talk about the child's environment and some more FASD friendly interventions. Thank you very much. Thanks, Chris.